students of Evangelist High School. I'm in SS2 class, and today I'll be treating a topic in health education: blood grouping. Blood, the life-giving fluid that circulates through our veins, is a marvel of human biology. What is blood grouping? Blood grouping is the classification of blood based on the presence or absence of specific antigens on the surface of the red blood cells. We are going to be looking at the different blood groups we have, the antigens in red blood cells, and antibodies in plasma. What are antigens? Antigens are proteins found on the surface of the red blood cells. What are antibodies? Antibodies are proteins produced by the white blood cells to help fight or neutralize foreign antigens. We have blood group A, and A has A antigen and B antibody. Blood group B has B antigen and A antibody. Blood group AB has both A and B antigen and has no antibody in plasma. And blood group O has no antigen but has both A and B antibody. The antigens, the blood group are named based on the type of antigen found in their red blood cells. Now we are going to be looking at blood compatibility in blood transfusion. What is blood compatibility? Blood compatibility is the matching of blood types between a donor and a recipient to ensure safe and effective blood transfusion. What is blood transfusion? This is the transferring of blood from a donor to a recipient to replace lost or damaged blood. From the chart above, we are going to be looking at the patient's blood group, the antibodies in plasma, and the donor's blood group. Every tick represents that the blood is compatible, and each minus represents that the blood is incompatible. The patient's blood group is group A. A patient with blood group A can receive blood from group A and group O. A patient with blood group B can receive blood from group B and group O. A patient with blood group AB can receive blood from group A, group B, group AB and group O because it has no antibody in the plasma. And a patient with blood group O can receive blood from only blood group O. If you look at the chart, you are going to see that all the patients with blood group AB can receive from A, B, AB, and O. Therefore, it is referred to as the universal recipient. And the patients with blood group O cannot receive from any other blood group, but can give to all blood group. It is referred to as the universal donor. Before blood is transferred to replace a lost or damaged blood, you must check if the blood is compatible, so you not trigger an adverse reaction on the recipient of the blood. Now we are going to be looking at rhesus factor. What is rhesus factor? Rhesus factor is another type of antigen that may be present or absent of the surface of the red blood cell. People with this rhesus factor are said to be rhesus factor positive, and those without this rhesus factor are said to be rhesus factor negative. Let's take an example with the chart above. These are the blood group and those with the rhesus factor. Why is this A positive and A negative is because people with the rhesus factor are said to be A positive and those without the rhesus factor are A negative. Those with the rhesus factor in B are B positive and those without the rhesus factor are B negative. We have AB positive or AB negative, which means if they are with the rhesus factor, they are AB positive and without the rhesus factor is AB negative. And people with blood group O can be O positive or O negative. Those with this rhesus factor are said to be blood group O positive, and those without the rhesus factor are said to be O negative. Now, people with rhesus factor positive negative can give blood to positive but cannot receive from those with positive. For example, despite O is a universal donor, O positive cannot give blood to O negative but can receive blood from O negative. Now, I'm going to be talking on hemoglobin genotype. What is hemoglobin? Hemoglobin is the pigment that gives blood its red color. And what is genotype? Genotype is genetic makeup that determines the type of hemoglobin a person has. Now we are going to be looking at the types of genotype. We have AA, AS, SS, we have the AC, CC, and SC. The AC, CC, and SC are rare variants. You will not see much people with this type of genotype. Now we are going to be looking at the types of genotype, their description, and their health implications. We have the genotype AA. They are the normal genotype. They are healthy and no sickle cell. People with this genotype are healthy set of people. They have no sickle cell in them, and they are the normal type of genotype. We have the AS. They are the carrier genotype. They can pass sickle cell traits. They are usually healthy, but they can pass S gene. People with this genotype AS, they are healthy, but they are the carrier genotype. They can pass sickle cell traits. We have the SS, that is sickle cell genotype. It causes sickle cell anemia, a serious hereditary disease. People with this SS are sickle cell patients, and it is sickle cell anemia. Normal genotype have the shape biconcave, but those with this sickle cell, a normal red blood cell that determines the type of hemoglobin a person has is biconcave in shape. But people with this SS, instead of their shape to be normal, it is sickle in shape, and it cannot carry much oxygen as the normal genotype can carry. Now we have the last, the AC, CC, and SC. These are rare variants, as I said earlier. They might have mild to severe blood disorder in them. These people with this type of genotype are hard to find, but people with this genotype have either mild or severe blood disorder. People with the AA genotype, which is a normal genotype, can marry anybody of their choice. But people with AS, which are the carriers of this sickle cell anemia, are not advised to get married to another carrier or even an SS. People with SS are not also advised to get married to SS or a carrier. They are only advised to get married to AA to avoid producing offspring that have sickle cell anemia. Now we are going to take an example between the marriage of two carriers, the AS and AS, the husband and the wife. What is going to happen when these two carriers get married to each other? There is a possibility, 25% chances, that they are going to give birth to AA. AA is a normal genotype. There's also 50% chance that they are going to give birth to what carriers, which is AS, and there's another 25% chance of giving birth to an SS. So you see, it is not advisable for two carriers to get married to each other because they must surely give birth to sickle cell patients. I hope this presentation has shed light on blood grouping and genotype. That's the end of the class. Any questions?
Please, why is it that the patient with blood grouping cannot receive blood from the donor of
That is because A has A antigen and B has A antibody. So if A antigen and A antibody mix together, it will form agglutination, which means blood. And it can lead to death of the patient or the recipient. I hope this presentation has shed light on blood grouping and genotype. Remember, knowledge is power and sharing it can make a difference. Thank you.